Good day, everyone. I am Elmi Eugene Soroman Palermo, the first discussant of the chapter 2. And in this chapter, we will be able to learn and discuss the ethical context of research. It is undeniable that doing research is important, especially in finding solutions to the problems. But a researcher should be guided with moral principles in conducting and reporting research. Research ethics have become a central issue in educational research, and no research can be conducted without due regard to ethics. Regulatory frameworks and regulatory bodies have been established to manage and approve research ethics protocols. Hence, data gathering for an educational research project can only begin once ethical clearance has been sought, approved, and a certificate of ethical clearance has been issued. In this chapter contains a comprehensive description on the following. First, the meaning and importance of research ethics and the ethical principles of research, making ethical decisions, and participants' informed consent. So listen attentively so that at the end of this chapter, you can gain a new knowledge and acquire these principles in conducting our research study. And for our general objectives in this chapter, at the end of this chapter, you will be able to first explain the ethics in conducting and writing research. Second, examine the code of ethics in doing research. And lastly, appreciate the importance of ethics in research. And now, let's proceed in the lesson 1, the meaning, importance, and ethical principles of research. But before that, I have a simple question to all of you. Can you reflect on your experiences during your junior high school and senior high school in conducting your research? Do you have the ethical principles and norms in conducting your research study? If yes, clap your hands. Okay, I have a 2 question here. First is, what does ethical consideration in research mean in practice? And how can people participate in the research projects be protected? And in my formal discussion of my topic, here's our objectives. First, define the meaning of research ethics. Explain the importance of research ethics and enumerate the guidelines and principles of research ethics. So, are you ready to listen? Ethics is defined by most people as a role for distinguishing between right and wrong, such as the Golden Rule. Do unto the others as you would have them do unto you. A code of professional conduct like the Hippocratic Oath. First of all, do no harm. One may also define ethics as a method, procedure, perspective for deciding how to act and for analyzing complex problems and issues. The Oxford Dictionary defines ethics as moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity, or the branch of knowledge that deals with moral principles. As what Oxford Dictionary defines the ethics, it tackles about our moral principles. And in line with this, our moral principles can lead us in conducting our research studies without bias. Therefore, ethics and research should focus on creating awareness among researchers about how their daily decisions could potentially harm human beings and the environment. We are already done in defining ethics, and this moment we will proceed in the importance of research ethics. Norms promote the aims of research, such as knowledge, truth, and avoidance of error. For example, prohibitions against fabricating, falsifying, or misrepresenting research data promote the truth and minimize error. In conducting our research, it is a trial and error process, which this study can be successful or not. So this is the moment which it challenge our principles, our moral principles. If we fabricate those datas or falsifying those datas for us to survive in conducting our research. So that's a big no. Thus, the research must compose of knowledge and truth. Number 2. Since research often involves a great deal of cooperation and coordination among many different people in different disciplines and institutions, ethical standards promote the values that are essential to collaborative work, such as trust, accountability, mutual respect, and fairness. As we goes by in conducting our research, it fosters the collaborative effort between our members and between the people or our respondents. In this aspect, it shows that we are giving our trust, our mutual respect for them, and especially the fairness. And for our example, many ethical norms in research, such as guidelines for authorship, copyright and patenting policies, data sharing policies, and confidentiality rules in peer review, are designed to protect intellectual property interest while encouraging collaboration. Most researchers want to receive credit for their contributions and do not want to have their ideas stolen or disclosed prematurely. This example is very rampant in our academe today because there's a lot of issues regarding in copyright and in terms of the copyright and authorship, which some researchers are using the works of other researchers. So it is a great challenge to all of us as a future educators and pursuing our research topics, that we must know how to use our citations properly, how to cite them without neglecting their intellectual contribution in a field of research. For our number 3, many of the ethical norms help to ensure that researchers can be held accountable to the public. For instance, government policies on research misconduct, conflicts of interest, and human subjects protections and animal care are necessary in order to make sure that researchers who are funded by the public money can be held accountable to the public. Some researchers need animals or plants in conducting their research. So in that, the researchers must comply the ethical requirements about using the animal with care. For our number 4, ethical norms in research also help to build public support for research. People are more likely to fund a research project if they can trust the quality and integrity of research. Many of the norms of research promote a variety of other important moral and social values, such as social responsibility, human rights, animal welfare, compliance with the law, and the public health and safety. Ethical lapses in research can significantly harm human and the animal subjects, students, and the public. So, in conducting our research, it is a crucial, so we need to remember to follow the proper guidelines and principles in conducting our research studies. For example, a researcher who fabricates data in a clinical trial may harm or even kill patients, and a researcher who fails to abide by regulations and guidelines relating to radiation or biological safety may jeopardize his health and safety or the health and safety of staff and students. To conclude, those given norms and principles and ethics can be beneficial to us as a researchers that we need to abide the guidelines and to practice in conducting our research with fairness, truth, and with no bias. That's the end of my report. Thank you so much for listening and participating. And I'm hoping that you acquired a new knowledge today and you may use that knowledge in conducting our research. Thank you so much. Have a good day ahead.